Get off the drug. That's the word going out. Like for a brother, like addiction, man. Addiction ain't nothing to play with. And addiction don't just have to be drugs. Think about something that has a physical stronghold on you. Like sometimes we get addicted to simple mental stuff like pornography. Right? Or we might be addicted to, man, I had a damn fish addiction, man. Addicted to damn buying fish and fish tanks. I got damn 5 fish tanks in the house, man. Right? Damn, some niggas be addicted to hooping. Right? Might be video games. Right? Brothers be addicted to something mental, man. Imagine being on drugs. Right? When you physically drawn into it. Your body get the acting funny. It's kind of like caffeine, man. When the brother Knockbomb was out here, right? What the brother say? He said, I'm like 2 weeks clean. I felt that in my soul. Because I was 2 days clean when he said that, huh? Right? Now, caffeine ain't nowhere near as bad, you know, as a harder drug, man. A brother said he got off the dope. Right? People don't understand, right? Dope out here is called it's crack. Right? Like, real fast. Go to Mark chapter 4, and I think I'm on verse 18. Kind of get to it. You need the Bible book, Mark 4, 15, 18.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things, entering in. It says, entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
Right. So it says, right, we slide, you gotta read it again.
Right? And the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things, entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
Right, so here's the thing, man. Right, when it comes down to the truth, man, right, getting the sloth from the truth, right, we just gonna speak as men. We're gonna speak as men, we're gonna speak as prophets at the same time, right? Because brothers, hey, we don't all at one point either been out of the spirit, we done fell off, right? Like being out of the spirit is just, you gotta look at the same as being broke. It's gonna happen sometimes. Somebody gonna get you out of the spirit, something gonna get you out of the spirit. You ain't gonna be, you know, planning things out right. Next thing you know, you're gonna kind of fall off a little bit. My brothers fall off all the time. You might get a check, you might be too happy, or you take a trip, enjoy yourself a little too much, and what happens? You spend too much, right? But what you do in order for that next check to be right? You put in overtime, you work harder, right? And then you try to make adjustments so that you don't make that same move, right? Sometimes blessings from the Most High, right, is just a test, right? It says the riches of this world, right, kind of choke the word up, right? Sometimes the Most High can bless you. You could be one of the brothers that Paul was talking about. You can be rich. You can be a brother that have money, right? Sometimes that money, I start to distract you from one, because now, right, when you was broke, you was reading a lot more because you ain't had nothing else to do. Once you had the money to do things, you put the Lord last. That's because the Lord was always last, man. Right? You just didn't have the vehicle to do what it is that you wanted to do. Sometimes the Most High just kind of give you something to see what you're going to choose, right? Because a lot of times, right, you know, that's in Deuteronomy, right? After men get their increase, right, their heart turns evil towards the Most High. They forget about it. They get puffed up. It's because they never really loved the Lord. It's kind of like a woman, right? When you down bad, man, you be needing your girl. That be the most connected you ever be to your woman when you down bad. But once you get up, that's how brothers always leave. What's his name? Desi Banks? He left his woman, right? I didn't read too much into the whole story, but that's a common story that happens amongst Israel, right? They leave their woman once they get up, because their woman was always last. He was just what they needed at that point in time. Some people treat the Most High the same exact way, right? Real fast, I think I want Luke chapter 4 and start at verse 26. I think I want Micah chapter 3 and verse 8. Right, the Most High has to be at the forefront regardless. And if you fall off, that's okay. Just get back up, man. Right? I done been to where I had plenty of precepts, and then I done lost all of my precepts.
Right.
You just gotta build the precepts back up again, man.
Right.
As long as you still got air in your lungs, man, you still got a chance to fight. Well, what Craig Daddy say? He said, hey, you live to fight another day.
Right.
Right? Sometimes, hey, these old school cats, and I was a movie, man, he gave the game. You can't stop fighting. Right? The truth is all about fighting.
That's right.
It's all about endurance. I read what you got in, what is that, Baruch? 4:26. Read that.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 26.
Bring it out.
My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
It says what?
My
Delicate ones have gone rough ways.
You gotta read it slower than that. Read it calmly.
My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
It says that my delicate ones have gone rough ways, man. Right? We are the delicate ones. You're gonna have times when you're gonna go astray from the Most High. Right? You're gonna go in rough ways. Right? It's kind of like real fast, not trying to take a detour too much. Right? But give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 2. And then what you got, Micah? Drop that, we're gonna go back to it. Give me Exodus chapter 22, I think I'm on verse 16.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2.
Bring it out.
For he would be found of them, verse 3. For froward thoughts separate from God, and his power, when it is tried, reproveth the unwise.
Right.
For unto a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter.
It says what?
Wisdom shall not enter.
It says unto a malicious soul, wisdom will not enter. Now, brothers know the precept, wisdom is your wife. Right? Wisdom is your wife. Wisdom is your mother. Right? Give me Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16 real fast.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 16.
Bring it out.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
It says that he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Now, how the dowry works, man, or at least in this, how the dowry works, right, is that you are proving that his daughter had a value unto you, man. Now, brothers like this, they did it the wrong way, right? They laid down with the daughter, right? And then now there's a set price that the Most High is, or that the Father was going to put on this man to make sure that he made himself a hard worker or worthy enough to be with that daughter. Wisdom works the same way. And when you first hear about the truth, right, that's like you sleeping with wisdom. I have never felt nothing better than realizing I was an Israelite. Than realizing I used to say to myself when I was in the church, man, there is no possible way I can go to heaven. And I wanted to go to heaven. I wanted to be saved. But it was just something about sin. It was something about the world that I needed. It was just like the brother that was stuck on drugs. Right? But once you find out an Israelite, it's like having your first orgasm. It feels amazing, man. It's never nothing better than that. However, I read that again in Exodus.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
You gotta now that the Most High allowed you to lay down with wisdom, you gotta pay the price to keep her.
Right.
You gotta do what you gotta do to keep her, man.
Right.
Right. The dowry, brothers ain't understand that dowry wasn't cheap. Brothers think it was a couple $100, man. You was paying money that a 21-year-old didn't have at that time. So that 21-year-old had to go and get a second job, probably a third job. Had to fix stuff around the crib. Had to cut the grass. Had to feed the cows. Right? He had to work.
We support you guys.
He had to work. So, hey, we accept financial donations. It's Salaki. I'll praise the Most High. I didn't see that. I couldn't see who that was. I thought Salaki. What was I saying?
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Salaki, yeah. So now this young man, right? The young man would have to pick up a second job, right? To try to make sure he has the money in order for that father to allow her to be married unto him. In order for that father to accept him as a son. Wisdom and the truth works the same way. The Most High allowed you to lay down with wisdom. Now you got to pick up a second job. That second job might be teaching, right? Now you got to do work around the house. That work around the house, man, hey, sometimes a lot of congregations, they got a school. Somebody got to clean the bathrooms, right? Somebody might have to be the one to do extra calls. Somebody might have to be the scribe. Somebody might have to be the recorder, right? It's different jobs that you got to do in order to make yourself worthy, in order to be good. Just go to Micah 3:8. In order to make yourself worthy of actually having wisdom.
Right.
Right, go back to Baruch chapter 4.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 26.
Bring it out.
My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
It says that my delicate ones have gone rough ways. Now, you was the brother who laid down with wisdom. You didn't do what it was in order to have that dowry. Right? You still got Exodus 22. Right? You didn't do what it was in order that you can hold it. Right? In order to pay that dowry, man. Now, what does the father usually do? Right, read on.
Verse 17.
Come on.
If her father utterly refused,
Come on, and now the Most High is going to refuse. You might be the brother who started to slack, and you might be on fire at one point in time. I done seen men in high places fall down. However, I done seen the same man that was in a low place get back up. His name was Job. And we got a brother in Chicago, man. I'm talking about, man, I seen the Most High completely make this man vessel and build that brother right back up. As long as you got air in your lungs, man, you still got a second chance to fight back. Right? Falling or not falling out of the truth. Right, but being slothful in the truth or being out of the spirit or being out of the spirit is just like being broke. Right? You're just down for a time. You got to get back up, man. Right. I mean, we men. We women of the Lord. But you ain't got no fight left in you. You just going to stay down and let the spirit stomp you out. The 7 spirits worse than they selves, man.
Right.
Right. And these was folks that was in school that was going crazy. That was fighting everybody. Now you got a slothful spirit on you, man, and you ready to give up. And we almost at the finish line.
Right.
It's a crime. Right? But it says if her father utterly refuses, what's going on, brother? You got time for the Lord? You got 5 seconds for the Lord?
Spanish?
Huh?
Spanish.
Oh, you speak Spanish?
Israelito.
Tu israelita en la Biblia. Tu israelita en la Biblia. It's a problem.
I got it.
You can see YouTube. You can see. YouTube. Can I give him the vigilantes de la Right, hey, and it was a point in time. Right, hey, when you were fathers, all Judah. Now we got a Spanish thing. For the brothers we can't reach. Right? Issachar be more zealous about the Bible than damn near any of the tribes. Outside of your granny. Judite grandmas is the only one that's more zealous about the Bible. Because my granny is willing to take on Optimus Prime for white Jesus. Right? But read on it now.
If her father utterly refused to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
It says that if her father utterly refuses to give her unto you, now here it is with wisdom, man. You didn't earn it. You didn't pay the dowry, or you didn't do the work that was necessary, or pay the price that was necessary in order to keep wisdom. Well, it says now the father utterly refuses. It says now he must do what?
He shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
Now you got to pay the price for not doing what you were supposed to do in the first place. That might look like poverty. That might look like being out of the spirit. That might look like whatever. However, if you're a righteous man, you're going to find a way to pay that dowry, even if it is the Most High, making you to endure through whatever it is that He put you through. Right? Tribulation is just always for a moment. Right? Because you can either earn it by doing the work, or the Most High gonna make you earn it by forcing you to endure. Either you're gonna endure or you're gonna quit. You're gonna be one of them brothers that didn't have a dowry, he just disappeared. Right. Next thing you know, he was cut off, and he was one of the Gentiles that Paul was speaking to in the New Testament. Are you still in the root? I read that.
And we're taken away as a flock cut of the enemy.
It says, and now, right, so I can read it from verse 26 again.
My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
Right, so now the delicate ones, right, the men in the truth, the women in the truth, you just start to mess up a little bit. It's Passover, those spirits is going rampant. Right? The world calls it seasonal depression, and we call it the spirits of Passover.
Right.
Right? The demons of Passover. Right? And here you go, you start to go rough ways. You start to get slothful, man. So many people give up and they just don't want to eat the Passover because they don't want to eat unworthily. They so ready to stop fighting, man. Right? You're never supposed to give up on fighting. You always supposed to keep fighting. Like how we said, man, as long as you got air in your lungs, you need to swing back, man. That's right. What you think you got brothers for? Right? Sometimes they see the men of the Lord out here and think we too busy to fight with them. We sit on the phone sometimes with people that's not even a part of our camp. We give counsel to people that's not a part of our camp. We literally here to serve the people.
That's
man.
right.
Whether you inbox the Instagram, right? We're not celebs. we hand out our phone numbers.
Right.
We'll give you a ride, man. We'll pull up on you. Because we like that. Because your endurance is important to the Most High. Because it's important to the Most High, it's important to us.
That's right.
Right. It says, my delicate ones have gone roughly. Come on.
And we're taken away.
And we're what?
And we're
Taken
taken
away.
away.
And we're taken away.
And now you were taken away. Right? Just how it said in Mark what happened. Right? The affairs of the world choked out the word that was within you. Right? Come on.
And we're taken away as a flock.
As a what?
As a flock.
As a what?
As a flock.
As a flock, right? Because you're kind, you're gentle, right? You're kind and you're gentle, and we continually forget that this world is not kind or gentle, man. Right? People always get on us about how we come out to the highways and byways because we rough around the edges, because we talk tough, and we ready to do whatever for the truth. Right? But the thing is you see the drug dealers that's out on these corners, man? You know how they hit our communities?
Right.
They ain't out here nice.
At all.
They ain't out here speaking pleasant.
Right.
They're not out here quiet.
At all.
When you're trying to get somebody to buy drugs, you think you shout at the top of your lungs, man. What about the pimps and the prostitutes? They willing to walk up to your car with your wife in the car. Let her happen. North Avenue, they will walk up to your car with your wife in the car and offer it to both of you. When they hit these corners, they hit the corners hard, man. The same way with pimps. The same way with cops. If a cop want us to come up here and move around, they don't ask gently.
Right.
They don't. Right? And because we've been so softened by the Christian church, by Christianity, by Catholicism, by Islam, now we think that we have to fight that fire with softness. The Most High said to cry aloud and to spare not for a reason. Because the Most High understands that this world is not soft or gentle. It says that we have been taken away as a flock, right? Just easily led up out of the way. That's what these spirits do. That's what the demons are literally intended to do, man. To be a distraction, right? Some people don't really understand whether or not they got a demon or a spirit on them because they don't even have a schedule, right? The brother Yair from Detroit had to teach me that. And Za'abiyallah, right? I don't care how simple your life is, you need to have yourself on a schedule. You gotta have your family on a schedule, right? And you understand what a distraction is because it's gonna be something that's gonna try to make you deviate outside of your schedule. Right. And then that's how you realize that's a demon, right? If you know you're supposed to read from 5 to 6, but it's something that's catching your attention, it might be a game on. Or you might want to, or you want to go play, or you want to go hoop, right? You're like, oh, I'll just read tomorrow. That's a demon trying to get you out of the spirits. It's the same way with being broke. You might see something. In my case, I see a fish at the damn fish store, and I'm like, I need that, right? Or for another brother, what do they struggle from now? I know these DLC packs, man. These DLC packs getting high as hell. The VC. And what do they be like? I need that, and they go for it. Knowing damn well your light bill due. Knowing damn well that it's the 28th and the rent is due on the 1st. Niggas be using that 3-day grace period to opt down. That little 3-day grace period, brothers be using it, man. They don't even say rent due on the 1st no more. They're like, man, I just gotta pay about a 5th. He'll let me slide this month.
I'm still gonna take it.
You get what I'm saying? Right? You don't know, right? You don't know what how a spirit is actually hitting you, man, because we done got too soft as a people. We done got too far out of the spirit of the Lord, man. Right? The Most High deals with one second. The Most High deals with decency and order. Right? We done lost our decency and order. Right? So like, what precept you got? Joshua. Right? Give me a second for that. Right? Read on. No, matter of fact, you can read that.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
Have not I commanded thee to be strong?
What?
To be
strong.
To be
The
strong.
Most High said that you're supposed to be strong.
Right?
Right? Read on.
And of a good courage.
And of a what?
And
Of a good courage.
You gotta know the demons that you battling against. You gotta know the word that you battling against, man. We not battling against what's a weak. We not battling against the Samoans.
Right.
These not the Samoans that we battling against. This is America. This is the little horn that rose up above all the others, man. Right? This is the beast with 7 horns. or Salaki, was it 10 heads? 7 heads and 10 horns, Salaki. Right? This is who we battling.
Right.
Right? The Most High to set to be of a good courage. You have to have it in your mind that you can actually take this empire down.
Right.
That's the courage that you gotta have. Joshua had that courage. They walked around for 7 days, and an entire nation fell. That's the type of courage that you gotta have, man.
Bring it out.
Meanwhile, we lose to what? We lose to weed demons, right? We lose to porn demons, lust demons, man.
Right.
And then the demons be so, like, they don't even be strong, but we be so weak that we bend the laws of God.
Right.
Or we bend the rules of God. Because one thing Israel be quick to say, well, it don't say that in the law. You will bend the rules of God for the council of prophets. Just to live in your sin, man. Just to live in your lust.
Wicked.
2 minutes.
For 2 minutes.
30 seconds.
You spent more time finding the link than you actually did watching it. You spent more time waiting on your weed, man, than you did even smoking a blunt.
Right.
You get my point? Israel done got too soft, man. You almost at the finish line, you can't give up. Right? It says to be of a good courage. Come on.
Be not afraid,
Uh-huh.
neither be thou dismayed.
It says neither be dismayed, man. Right? One thing we allow ourselves to do, we allow ourselves to be dismayed. We get out of the spirit, we think it's all over. Right? Brothers always love to go to, give me Hebrew, no, I think it's Hebrews chapter 4. I think I want verse 6. It might be 6 and 4.
What you looking for?
Right, give me Hebrews 4 and 6 real
Talking about
quick.
like falling away from
Yeah. I think it's like 6 and 4.
the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, and verse number 4.
Bring it out.
It is impossible for those who were once enlightened
Come on.
and have tasted of the heavenly gift
Uh-huh.
and were made partakers of the Holy Spirit
Come on.
and have tasted the good word of Yahweh
Uh-huh.
and the powers of the world to
Come
come,
on.
if they shall fall away,
If they shall fall away, come on.
to renew them again
Uh-huh.
unto repentance.
And it's a lot of times what we do is we like, man, once somebody leave a school, they leave a camp, they go back into the world, they can't come back into the truth no more. It says that what? You can't, impossible to do what? To renew them.
To renew them again unto repentance.
It says it's impossible to renew them again unto repentance. Meaning that if you get out of the spirit, right? It's how the most, you had a sweet taste of wisdom and you didn't do what it was needed in order to keep wisdom and you fall out. It says that you can be renewed again. Meaning that everything that you did in the world, you're still guilty of. It's not saying that you can't be in the truth. It's saying that you can't be born again. You can't be born new.
Right.
You was already born again.
Right.
Everything you did, you got to pay for. However, you still got Exodus 16 and 22. So right, read 22 and 17. Read 17.
Exodus 22 and verse 17.
Get out.
If her father utterly refused
Uh-huh.
to give her unto him,
Come on.
he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
Now you got to pay for it a different way. Everything that you did, when you feel like you left the truth, you now got to pay for it.
Right.
And you got to own up to it. You got to be the brother that makes himself worthy of owning that woman, man. Of having that woman, of having wisdom. Right? You can't be renewed again. You know what? Yeah, you made a mistake. Just how that brother did. He was supposed to go to the Father first, and he did it. Right? But the Most High still made a way for that brother to be, to renew himself. Or you got to be the same way. Not to renew himself, right? But to fix himself up. You have to be the same exact way. Right? You might fall away. You might fall off. But that means that you got to get back up.
Right.
You got to keep on fighting.
Right.
As long as you knew that you was an Israelite. Now you got some folks who be on YouTube and you just know they're not coming back into the truth.
Yeah, sure.
But you got some brothers who fall away and they actually never stop believing.
Right.
Now they went back into the world.
Yeah.
They definitely lived a devilish lifestyle.
Still believe in Christians.
That don't mean that they couldn't redeem themselves.
Right.
You just got to take whatever ass whooping the Most High give to you, man. He might take everything away from you. And you know what you got to say? You got to say the Lord is righteous.
Right.
That's in 2 Chronicles. You got to say the Lord is righteous. Take it to the chin and keep pushing. Anytime I get judged for anything, that's what I say. My wife don't be understanding this sometimes. damn, brothers know what happened the other week, right? Damn goofed up. And you know what I said, man? I said the Lord is righteous. Whatever happened, I deserved it, regardless. And you keep it pushing, man. You keep on working. You gotta make yourself the one that's worthy of wisdom.
Right.
Right? Keep reading the Baruch.
Verse 26. My
Go.
delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies.
Right.
Be of good comfort.
So like it says caught of the enemies. That's the spirits and the rudiments of this world, man. Right? It's our enemies. Every spirit that's come to take you away from the truth, man. Passover draws nigh. We what? 1 week away? 8 days away? Man, it's time for you to clean 11 out, man. You better make up for 300 and what is that? 46, 7 days of unrighteousness, right? And you better be righteous these last 8 days. I know my math is off, right? But you better be as righteous as possible these last 8 days.
Right.
Meaning that you better go harder.
Right.
You better do overtime.
Right.
You better repent as much as you can.
Right.
Nigga, you need to lose 10 pounds in the next 8 days because you've been fasting every other day, man. Next time I see you, brother better be damn, look like he just finished a Weight Watchers program. Like, damn, Aqua, what happened? You sick? You're like, nah, man. I have to get my spirit right.
That's
Right.
Right? You going?
Be of good comfort,
Come on.
O my children,
Uh-huh.
and cry unto Yahweh.
Come on.
For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
Come on. It says that you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you, man. The Most High not putting you through stuff. The Most High don't make you endure through stuff, man. Just to put you away. The Most High's goal ain't for somebody to fall out of the truth. That's not his goal, right? That's your goal. That's why you're making the decisions that you make, right? The Most High's desire is for you to be remembered of the man that put you through those things in the first place, right? And in order for him to remember you, meaning that what? It said to do what? Call out what?
Cry unto Yahweh.
It says cry out to him, man. The same way that we was talking about a woman, right? If you want, you know how sometimes, man, you'll be missing the Eve, and you be like, damn, she was a good one. I messed up. If you want her to remember you, what do? If you gonna go to her Facebook or her Instagram, you gonna like something, right? You might text her, you might call her up. You gonna do something, right? That's reaching out to her so that she remembers you, man. The Most High works the same way. You gotta reach out to the Most High, right? Sometimes, right? Real fast, give me Sirach. Hold what you got. Give me Sirach, the first chapter and the last verse. Sirach, the first chapter and the last verse.
It's Sirach 1 and verse 30.
Bring it out.
Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall,
Uh-huh.
and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
It says, exalt not thyself unless thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul, man. Sometimes you have to embarrass yourself. Before the Most High embarrass you. Saying whatever spirit it is that you dealing with, struggling with, or losing to, right? Sometimes it's too hard for you to admit that to somebody else, especially if people think highly of you. You don't want to admit that. You don't want to tell people what's going on. Sometimes you got to embarrass yourself, man. You got to put yourself in that position. Otherwise, you're getting proud. You're going to keep telling yourself, man, I'm going to get it together. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to figure it out. You know, I just got to do what I got to do. Israel loves saying that, man. I just got to do what I got to do. I just got to get back up, and I got to seek the Lord 10 times more. Man, you better embarrass yourself. You put yourself out there, otherwise what? Right, you on?
And so Yahweh discover thy secrets.
It says, and so the Lord is going to discover your secrets, man. Right, we doing?
And cast thee down in the midst of the congregation.
And cast you down and literally in front of everybody, man. I've seen it too many times. Right? Sometimes, man, we be so afraid of the judgment of men that we lose fear of judgment of the Most High. And we won't tell somebody we be struggling with out of embarrassment or what we think they might do to us, man. Versus just being like, you know what I'm saying? What did Judah say? She said, I'd rather fall into the hands of men than to fall in the hands of the living God, man. Right? Sometimes you got to put yourself in the hands of men, right? Because here's the thing, a righteous man, his job ain't to destroy you either, man. His job is to build you back up, right? But it's something, I think it's called like, it's like called cognitive therapy or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, man. But what people do is they kind of already play out how the situation is going to work in their head. Like, oh no, I'm going to say this. They're going to say that. I don't feel like hearing all that. I don't feel like dealing with none of that, man. So you know what? You know, I'm going to get it together. I'm going to do what I got to do. Next thing, what happened? You in a worse condition than you was before, man. Right? I done seen brothers fall little by little, man. Brothers that I looked up to. Next thing you know, man, you can tell that the Lord ain't really dealing with the Lord. And it hurt, right? Because you had love for that brother. Or you had love for that sister. But now look what happened. All because of pride, now the Most High destroyed them in the midst of the congregation. Next thing you know, you got brothers doing videos on you. Right? Niggas uploading pictures of smoke, them smoking, right? Talking about this Lil Ronnie pack, right? Whatever the hell it is that they got going on, man. You always know how out of the spirit a nigga is by the car that he's driving. I'm explaining what I mean. That be how the Lord tear niggas the hell apart. Is he'll crash the hell out of your whip, man. If I ain't seen you in a long time, next thing I see you and your door smashed in, I'm like, you know what? I know the Most High been beating your ass. Right? And then, you said what?
Bag over your
Bag over the hood, bag in the window. I be like, damn, man, the Most High is getting up at you. Right? Our brother be talking about how behind there he is, right? Or the hospital bills. I just be like, man, you really can't see it. You really can't. You can't see what's going on. And I'd be like, bro, the Lord judging. You know what they say? I know. Nothing changes, right? That's because of pride, man. You gotta humble yourself. Sometimes you gotta embarrass yourself.